Hey there, I'm pretty excited about this Double Mountain 9. It's the Divine Anniversary Ale, bourbon barrel aged brown ale at 9% alcohol by volume and 43 IBUs. I think it's IBUs, it says BUs. And this is by Double Mountain Brewery. Which is somewhere. Hood River, Oregon. So, I like brown ales a lot. Bourbon barrel ales, they can be good. Sometimes I feel like they can be strong. I don't know that I've, and so most of the time I like them, I guess, but I don't know that I've had a bourbon barrel brown ale. So I'm pretty excited to give this a try. So this was in my Tavor package, shipped to me whenever, this last month or whatever. So let's give this a shot here. It's got that real heavy smell to it. That's bourbony. And strong. Definitely a strong bourbon smell, kind of alcohol-y smell to it, but that sweet kind of, it almost makes me drool. That sweet kind of sting that bourbon has, just thinking about it. And that's almost all that I can smell. I'm not really getting a lot of malts or hops necessarily out of this. It's almost a sweetness, kind of grape-like. Anyway, so appearance-wise, definitely dark. Black like a stout would be. No light really coming through that. It did pour with an oaky head, and it looks like it has dissipated. I think that we're going to see some lacing from alcohol content as we drink down. Let's taste this. Wow, this is a super smooth and complex brew. I wish I knew how long it had been aged. I didn't think to look at that to see if that was something I knew. I wonder if there's notes on it in Tavor. Anyway, it's just this, it's got like chocolatiness going on and bourbon and like oaky wood, earthiness to it. Super smooth. Super earthy, like mossy almost earthy. This nice mouthfeel, almost nutty actually at the end. Almost nutty. It just a little bit. Let's see here if we can find got some fun stuff coming now that I look back here. Oh, how come I can't see it? Okay, I saw it, but I couldn't read about it because I was in the wrong view. Oh gosh, I forgot that this is coming. Okay, I have good stuff coming. Anyway, so, to celebrate 9 years of big flavor brews, Double Mountain Brewery hosted the hottest party in Hood River. We don't really care about that. So aged for nearly a year in Woodford Reserve bourbon barrels. Chocolate-rich brown ale absorbs the nuances of stone fruit, and oak laced with vanilla from top shelf whiskey barrels. And so they describe it as liquor-infused chocolate cherry tort, which is an interesting. I don't get cherry out of it so much, but I can smell the kind of sweetness in there. But like a chocolate tort, definitely. Like a very decadent, rich tort. Raisins, yeah. Yeah. Reminiscent of a ruby port, definitely. But really terribly enjoyable. You know, this is a small, like this is very much a sipping beer, and not necessarily like a, you know, drink a whole pint. As a matter of fact, 500 milliliters, like that's I probably could have shared that with somebody, just because the alcohol isn't really the concern as much as like it's just really really intense flavor. It's pretty super juicy, and I'm drooling while I'm drinking it. You know, so you know that's an adventure in its own right. Just because the flavor is so intense and so complex. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about so bourbon vanilla ales. I like because I feel like the vanilla kind of balances it. Um, you know, but bourbon or barrel aged, just in general, are kind of intense. You know, they're very oaky. You know, almost like in the way that I find smoke beers like overwhelming. Like the flavor is just really intense. You know, this is very nicely done, but the more I drink of it, the more intense it seems to get. And so it's much more of a sipping kind of a beer, I think. Anyway, very intense. I'm very curious to know if this is something that you have tried and what your thoughts were, and where you were able to find it. It says here on the Tavour app that it's exclusively available through Tavour. And so that's interesting. I'm very curious about that. Anyway, so share with me if it's something that you've liked. I'd like to know your opinion about it and where you found it. And thank you very much for watching. Have a great night.